Hello friends, my name is Sandhu and I'm a CICC licensed immigration consultant based out of Ontario, Canada. I've done some analysis on the study permit application approval for Indian citizens. So there are two graphs which I will show you. One of them is related to the top 10 DLIs for Indian citizens based on study visa applications processed in 2022. And the other is the study visa application approval for Indian citizens from the year 2017 till 2022. So without any further ado, let's dive right into it. So the first one is the top 10 DLI for students who are Indian citizens based on number of study permit applications excluding extensions processed in 2022. And the data includes study permit applications which are approved, refused, and study permit application approval percent in 2022. So if you see in this graph on the left axis, what you see is the number of study permit applications which are processed. And on the right, you will have the study permit application approval in percentage. And then you have the top 10 DLIs for Indian citizens in 2022. If you see the blue, it is based on the number of study permit applications which were approved, and the red is study permit applications which were refused, and the total applications process is a combination of approval plus refused and the study permit application approval percent. So here is the disclaimer: the study visa approval depends on many factors including the study plan, financials, ties to home country, and to an extent also on the DLI as well, in terms of what is their intake criteria. The DLI which has a very high or rigorous intake criteria might have a higher chance of getting visa approval because they have kind of pre-selected the kind of people they want to select. So having said that, so in case of Seneca, 67% of the applications were approved and 7,848 applications were submitted. Then we have at number 9, Cape Breton University, 7,890 applications were submitted from students who had letter of acceptance from this university and 41% were approved. Then you have Sheridan College, which is also a great institute. 68% of those applications were approved. Then you have Northern College. 10,231 applications were submitted from Indian citizens, which were processed in 2022, and 55% were approved. Then you have University Canada West, and in that 11,000 Indian citizens basically applications were processed and 51% was the approval. Then you had Lambton at number 5, and 66% of the applications were approved. Then you have Algoma University, around 11,315 students applications from Indian citizens were submitted and 49% were approved. Then you have Niagara College Canada at Toronto School of Management. It is at number 3. So 15,874 applications were processed and 51% were approved. And then you have St. Clair College, 16,865 applications were processed and 41% is the approval. And then on the top, which is like a huge college for Indian citizens, seems to be, and in Conestoga, 38,173 applications were processed in 2022 at the visa office, and based on that 49% of the students got approved and 51% got refused. So this is the data what we have as far as the number of applications processed who have a letter of acceptance from these institutions. So these are the top 10 DLI for Indian citizens. So now let's look at the number of study permit applications processed for Indian citizens and how many of them were approved, how many of them refused, what was the study permit application approval for Indian citizens from 2017 to year 2022 for all DLIs. So if you look at 2017, almost 105,000 applications for study permit were processed, and out of that 67% were approved and the rest were refused. And this number is constantly increasing till 2019 before COVID hit. And if you see in 2019, the number of applications were 168,000 applications for study permit were processed and 63% were approved. Then COVID hit, they reduced precipitously and we had only 72,000 applications and 47% were approved. And if you look at 2021, 227,000 applications were processed and 59% was the study permit application approval rate. And in 2022, if you see, the number has increased a lot. So it has gone to 347,000 applications were processed. And out of that, 53% were approved and 47% were refused. So I have the data for all the DLIs for all the countries for all the years from 2017 to 2022. If you need any information about any DLI, you can always reach out to me and I can tell you how many applications were submitted and how many got approved or refused in that matter. So if you want to reach out to me, my number is 437-848-7200. Email is info@thelimmigration.com. You can always visit my website, and if you want to book a consultation, it's www.thelimmigration.com. And you can always hop onto my YouTube channel. My YouTube handle is at Real Dil Sandhu, where I've created a lot of videos related to immigration, related to international students, which you might find useful. If you do like this video, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. So thank you and have a wonderful day.